Hi guys, welcome back to Country Sports Media. Today we're going to have a look at the new Pulsar Thermion 2 XP50LRF Pro and what the differences are between this new scope and the older Thermion. So this is my look at the new Thermion Pro, or Thermion 2 XP50LRF Pro rather. So the major differences in the new Thermion to the older Thermion. This is the Pro version, and all the Pro versions are now coming with 25 millikelvin sensors. So that's the XP and the XQ. But like the old one, we're still on a 640 480 17 micron sensor with a 50 Hz refresh rate. But on this model, like I said, the Pro series they're all sub 25 millikelvin sensors, and that means in your really bad, poor conditions, sort of drizzly, rainy, foggy, snowy, it's going to pick up smaller temperature differences and highlight them to us. And this is what hunters need. Anybody who's serious about their pest control and hunting, we want the best, and this is by far sort of the best there is out there on the market at the moment, with detection and that. Moving still at the front of the scope, with the new Thermion we've moved to a 1.0 lens compared to the old 50mm 1.2 f-stop lens. This means with the new algorithms and the sub 25 millikelvin sensor, and that allowing sort of being faster and allowing more sort of lighting or radiation in, this is going to pick it up, sort of the temperature differences even more, and the crispness of the 1.0 lens. I found this myself personally from using the Accolades, because the Accolades were on the old sort of 1.2 lens, and I moved to a Helium XP50 Pro, and I was absolutely gobsmacked. Although it was the same sensor, the 1.0 lens on the Helium made a massive difference. It really sharpened things up. You've got 12.4 field of view on this. The magnification, the same as the old one, is 2 to 16. Some people like the 2, some people would maybe prefer higher magnification or higher base magnification. This all depends really on sort of what your quarry is. I actually quite like the old XM50 with the 5.5 base mag on that, because foxing, that was ideal, because in your picture-in-picture you got 11 mag there for shot placement. But obviously, the better the scopes get, when you zoom up, you can sort of, you can go in sort of small increments or larger increments, and so the better the scopes get, the better the image quality is. In the back, you've got a 1024-768 HD AMOLED screen. The major difference here with the one that you can see is the LRF on the front or on the top of it. This is going to be a Marmite thing. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. It does change the look of the scope for sure, but when you're out at night, maybe on ground that you don't necessarily sort of know 100%, or if you're out shooting with friends on their ground and that, having the LRF is invaluable in my eyes, because you can sort of you can either have it in scan mode, or you can have it where you just ping it on the back here, on the sort of the very back button, and just ping your distances. For me, like I say, I think it's an absolutely fantastic idea. The LRF, you can have that in either meters or yards, whatever is your preference. Yards is my preference. You've still got the 16GB built-in memory with this for pictures or recording your videos. Like I've said on various videos before, this is more than enough for sort of any hunter, influencer, or whatever you have out there. You never sort of you're never really going to run out of storage on the scope, and sort of if you're getting towards the end, you've also got the cloud storage on the new Stream Vision 2 app. Again, like all other scopes in the Pulsar brand, it's IPX7 waterproof rated. That gives you 30 minutes of resistance to water in a metre of water. Like I say, none of us are ever going to throw our rifles in a pond for 30 minutes, let alone for 5 minutes sort of thing. So whatever the weather could throw at these scopes, it's more than going to cope for it. The other great upgrade with this, the battery life was always a little bit sort of iffy on the older Thermion, where you'd only get sort of around 4 to 5 hours of battery life. Pulsar are saying on this one, personally I've not run a battery out on it yet, because the startup time is so quick on these, it's literally sort of 2 to 3 seconds. So after I've taken a shot, I always turn it off. But for constant run, you're going to get 9 to 10 hours of run time on this. You've got your inbuilt battery, and then you've also got your APS2 battery, or you can use an APS3 battery with the extended turret cap. So that's also another sort of major plus with this. On the side, this is another little thing that's changed. It's changed to a USB-C connection rather than a USB-B connection. This is just the way the world's going now. So sort of Pulsar have moved with the times and sort of moved on to the USB-C. Again, with all the Thermions and the Digex, they all fit on 30mm rings. I'm just using a normal set of rings here. On my Digex, I'm using an inner mount on a Tikka. The inner mounts are very, very good. I've not got around to sort of getting one for this yet, but may well do in the future. As I said, or I touched on briefly a couple of seconds ago, this is now only compatible with Stream Vision 2. Previous scopes were, or the previous Thermion was Stream Vision 1 and Stream Vision 2, but this is just Stream Vision 2. Personally, I'm absolutely loving Stream Vision 2. A, it's a lot quicker to download your footage to. B, you've got 16 gigabytes of cloud storage on there, so you don't necessarily have to store those on a sort of computer, on an iPad, or sort of whatever device you sort of choose to sort of download your images and videos to. So I think that's absolutely fantastic. The other thing at the front of the scope that I haven't come to yet, let me just fold that lens cap back. The old Thermion, you had the ring on the front where you sort of it was a little bit awkward. That was one of my things that I was never sort of overly keen on. With day scopes, I always steered clear of the front parallax scopes, because I always found it was sort of awkward to sort of, when you're behind the rifle, to stick your hand over, and especially if they were slightly stiff. But with this, your focus is on the side here on this wheel. It's ambidextrous, so there's a focus wheel on both sides. I think that is absolutely fantastic from Pulsar. I'm really liking that. I think that's sort of a major plus, along with like I say, the sort of 25 millikelvin sensor, the lens, and the rangefinder. As with the other Thermions, you have 5 shooting profiles. You can set those at any distance you wish to. Some people might sort of choose to set one at 100 yards, one at 200, one at 300, and then you could have 350 and 400 yards if you so wish. Or for anybody that's going to sort of try and poke this out a little bit further to long range, you can go as far as you want. Within those, you've got 10 reticles. The reticles are really nice. Have a look through those. And also with the reticles, you've got 9 colour choices, so there's always going to be something there to suit everybody's eye. Like with Digex, Helion, most of the Pulsar range, that you've also got the picture-in-picture mode. The thing that I sort of love with the picture-in-picture mode is, whatever your base mag is, your picture-in-picture is when it automatically comes on, or when you click it to come on rather, it's going to be double of what your base mag is, but you can actually set that to whatever you want it to be. So on here your base mag is 2, so your picture-in-picture would be 4, but you could set that at 5.2, you could set it at 6.7, 8.3, whatever you want to set it at, whatever you're comfortable with, and sort of whatever's giving you the the best picture quality. I think that's a really sort of fantastic idea. Calibre rating, as with most Pulsar scopes, the calibre rating is 12 gauge shotgun. Like I've said before, not really sure many people are going to stick one on a 12 gauge shotgun, but they also go up to 375 Holland and Holland, so they sort of really do take some recoil. Operating temperatures, either -25°C or up to 50 degrees C. So whether you're sort of in the depths of winter in Sweden or wherever, UK, we don't sort of tend to get that variation of temperature difference that much, but that's going to cope with sort of most of the temperature differences. There's also been an upgrade on the eyepiece. That is now a wide-angled eyepiece, so sort of when you're sort of down behind the scope and that, sometimes you had to sort of move your eye around a little bit to sort of see into the corners, but with this now you get a full view and that, and it's fantastic, and especially with the laser rangefinder on up in the top right-hand corner, it's it's really easy to see. So that's really sort of everything about the new Thermion 2 XP50LRF Pro. I will pop some pictures and some videos on the back of this video for you to have a look at. Subscribe to the channel, put some comments on what you think to the footage itself. I'd love to hear your views on it. I'm also looking forward to, it's not going to be far away now, there's some sort of exciting stuff going to be hitting the shops in the UK, and I'm sure around sort of Europe and also the US. The new Talions to come, we've got an XQ and an XG in that. Something that I'm super excited about to see is, I was looking through a set of the new mergers. A couple of weeks ago in Lithuania, I was fortunate enough to be invited over to Lithuania by Pulsar along with some other members of the pro staff team, and so we got to play with some of the toys out there, and the new mergers, let me tell you, they are something special. They're really nice. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to sort of have a set to have a look with and start getting some footage in the next couple of weeks. So you take care of yourselves, guys. Thanks for watching. As I say, subscribe below, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks.